Listen-only mode.
All right, everyone. Give me just a second here. And I am catching up here. Let's do that. All right. Let me share my screen. Then I'm going to share a couple of other things with you guys today. I want to make sure I had it up. Let's do that one. All right. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Is this mic coming in? Yep, it is. All right, good. Good. Okay, so did you guys, is everyone caught up with training? I bet you're not. So if you're watching these in replay, you guys got to look for the Dropbox links that I'm sending you. And I'm sending you those an email it'll be an email that'll be from like that Enhance email, the NHANCE. So it's when I can send it bulk to all you guys at once. That's what that email is. But within that email is the Dropbox link. It's the same link, by the way, every week. So that Dropbox link, let me pull that up too. That Dropbox link, I want you guys to just check it, like maybe the day after or a couple of days after each one of these trainings. So like, we have another training next week on Tuesday. And then of course we've got the one on Friday. But I even have to do it every once in a while now for the Wednesday night ones too. Anytime I'm going to show my screen and I'm going to play a video, those videos have to be put in a Dropbox. And so, they want to make sure somebody's not like just taking their video and marketing it or whatever. I mean, all mine are marked unlisted. So, it's clear we're not trying to do that. But YouTube doesn't know that. I mean, it's just an automatic thing. YouTube's just whatever in their algorithm. They have a way of checking that. But the link you guys are looking for is this one here. And these are the videos that we have in there right now so far. So when you guys get in there, you can, and don't worry about the members. That's just 3 people I actually sent the link out to, in addition to sending the link to all of you guys. So when you get there, you should have permission to just download any one of these MP3s, or you can watch it within in a Dropbox if you want and not even download it. It's up to you. But you guys let me know if that's working. I mean, I haven't heard anything from anyone, so I'm assuming it is. Because I'm going to be adding more to this. In fact, so last Tuesday, we did this on Shopify. And really, it was somewhat helpful for those of you who really needed a step-by-step how to do Shopify. But the videos that you really need to watch, and then what I did is I went ahead and I've watched them now. So there were some that I included and some I did not. So I'm like, I don't want to waste anyone's time on Shopify. But I went ahead in this course, and these last couple, there's about 4 or 5 of them I've recorded on a video. And I was going to send that out on Friday, but that's when I went back and actually watched some of the ones that Amy did, and I was like, let's take this one out. So I was editing it right as this webinar started. So as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to put it in this same Dropbox link. So you guys will have that as well. So anyway, just if you're having any problems with that Dropbox link, just let me know, because I want to make sure that the settings are right and that system's actually working, because I can't put those videos in the back office like normal. All right, so some quick housekeeping things. Everyone's, I think all but 2 people, if you've submitted your logo, and there's still like 1 or 2 of you guys who have not submitted a logo idea yet. You guys, need to do that. Although now, when you do that now, it will move a lot faster. It was a little bit slower for everyone else, obviously, over these last 3 or 4 weeks because we had to do them all at the same time. So, and there was mistakes along the way, like the first CBD label we did, we had to redo. 'Cause I did not include the supplement chart thing and a couple of other things. But at any rate, for everyone that has submitted a logo idea and, and I sent one back and you guys said yes, all of you guys should have your labels already and your 3D bottle images already. So if you don't, shoot me an email, let me know. And I probably sent it and it probably went to spam or something. Or maybe who knows, like I might have skipped you, but I don't think so. So that's good. About half of you, I've gotten the shipment. Well, about a third of you, the shipment's out. About there's another handful of those that are going out today, and then all the rest will be going out tomorrow. So everything will be shipped by tomorrow. So even if you're one of the last ones to be shipped, which if you just got your, if there was a change we made on your labels or something on Friday, then you're probably one of those people. So we're going to ship that on tomorrow. It'll be I think I'm going to do them in 2 separate boxes. So one of which we will do a more express, so you can get it in like 2 or 3 days, depending on where you live in the country. And then the other one will be the UPS ground, which takes a little bit longer, but it's just cheaper for us. So, we're not charging you guys for that shipping. So we got to do the lowest rate possible. So that's good. I feel excited. And in fact, gosh, I was in the best mood Sunday because it was the first Sunday in a long time. I was like, oh my gosh, we're caught up. I'm on top of things. There was no sort of like, oh my God, I got to start Monday right at 3 a.m. to make sure that, by noon or 1, I'm on top of things. So that being said, for the next several weeks, now that once everyone has their bottles in hand and all that kind of stuff, now's the time to start talking about, all right, well, if you haven't already, you should be doing this. And although we've been talking about it for the last several weeks, we haven't put any game plan into action. But what it is we need to start posting some stuff online, because that's why we're here, to help each other. I mean, ultimately you want to do it for yourself anyway. But just remember, we've got a group here of 26 people. So of the 26 people, we all need to be posting, I would say, a minimum of 4 articles a month online, whether it's to a blog or whatever you're doing, someplace where it can get found. Now, if you'll go back 2 weeks ago, so not last Friday, but the Friday before, that whole Friday, those videos were all about, like, hey, how do you make sure that your blog gets found online on Google? Make sure that Google is actually even searching your own blog. And then also, what do you do about guest blogs? Is it worth doing? The answer is, yeah, it is. Don't go hog wild with it, because you do want to find specific, blogs that, first of all, make sure it gets some traffic, it has some eyes to it. And you want it to be related with us. And I would say that the relation to our product will be, any kind of sports things are great. So even if it's a hobbyist in bicycling, believe it or not, yeah, that's related, because those people are exercising and they're spraining and straining and whatnot, and the relief is perfect for them. Or the relief with, a combination of, maybe they want CBD and they want the ultra relief. So any kind of, you got to look for those guest blogs. One of the ways to do it, which I know I've shared in the past too, is on Fiverr. And you can go on Fiverr and you can find them in ranging prices from $10 to $50. I mean, you can even find things on Fiverr where you can give them a topic and they will talk about it on their podcast where you can do a commercial on their podcast where they'll just kind of read it. And they'll tell you how many downloads they have. Trust me, they're on Fiverr. They don't have a lot. So it's not like it's going to get, it's not like it's going to be huge. But for you, it would be great because it gives you more content that then you can share on your social media, right? So, these calls are not going to be me training you guys on how to do online marketing. It's just they can't be because a lot of you guys already know way more than I do. So, but what it is going to be doing is just reminding people and sort of checking yourself. Like, look, there's no reason to put things off anymore. Now's the time to do it. If you haven't started emailing your list, if you got a CBD consumer list from me, you should be emailing that. Yes, maybe you don't have your CBD yet. By the way, all the CBD is going out this week as well. There's a slight delay on that because we got those new labels. By the way, if you did not get your CBD label on Friday, shoot me an email and let me know, and I'll shoot you that CBD label with the 3D bottle image. I'll get that over to you. But I wouldn't wait till you have the CBD in your hand to go ahead and start emailing that list. I mean, it's going to take a few days. Even if you got like an immediate sale, still you're talking about 2 or 3 days for that to happen. And you got to go ahead and be planning like, well, how are you going to get these payments? What is that going to look like for the actual CBD sales? Does everyone know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the CBD list? Not everyone has it, and sorry guys, if you do not, if I didn't give you some of the CBD consumers, then well, hit me up and I'll see if I have some for you. I might have 20 or 50, max 50, but maybe I have 20 I can give you or something. But those people are all people that either buy CBD already or they're interested in buying CBD. And the idea is to send them an individual email from you to them. This is not bulk. You're not uploading it into Aweber because you can't. And this is you sending them an email just saying, hey, I know that you're interested in CBD and wanted to offer this to you. And what it is I get some really good prices on CBD every once in a while. We get these wholesale prices where, it's the price a business would pay if they were buying 1,000 bottles, but we can sell it to you at that price. So if you're interested in getting those email alerts when we have that, just click this link, and then you could you give them a link to click, which you can build in Aweber if you have Aweber, where they'll be opting into your list. So now you have them on your consumer list. But on that consumer list, what you're telling them is, hey, look, I promise you I'm not going to email you more than, once a month with an offer. And it won't even be every month because, we don't get these offers very often. For example, this month, our offer is, and then you tell them what you got right now, which is if you bought CBD, you tell them what your CBD offer is. If you guys paid $25 for it, I think it was a little less than that, but it paid $25 per bottle. Well, obviously you want to make more than that. You want to make as much as possible. But what I'm saying is, look, there's also a price like, hey, make your money back, make a little bit of profit to make it worth your while. But realize everyone's got to be working for the foundation income right now. We're not all trying to swing and get a grand slam home run. So it's not, I find myself doing that a lot where I won't take action until I come up with a plan that gets me from, 0 to 100 miles an hour as fast as possible, right? I forget that, no, just small incremental steps is what works. Whenever I try that other thing, it never works. In fact, that's usually when I get bogged down with there's too many steps and it gets confusing and I'm like, I put it off. I'll do it tomorrow, whatever. So these lists that I'm giving you that you should already have, or if you don't, like I said, I'll give you a few. And even if above and beyond the list I give you, you can start creating your own lists. Again, this whole nother thing we'll talk about in a second, but back to that offer. You just really want to sell it at whatever price you're comfortable with, as low as possible, to get them on your buying list. So you're going to have them opted into one list that allows you to email them, and you can give them information about terpenes or whatever. But once they buy from you, when they buy terpenes from you, or they buy the CBD from you, well, now they're on another list, and now you can be emailing them on a regular basis, whether that be every other week or, whatever you set up in kind of the drip emailing campaign. And it all starts with one. It doesn't start with a million. It doesn't start, it starts with one. Do one campaign. If you had a list of 10 people, go ahead and email those 10. And I would even take a step back and say, if you have not posted your thing on Facebook yet, then that's the first thing you need to do. Because, guys, look, this is back to what we talked about 2 weeks ago, is that we really need to be focusing on the foundation income. Focus on one sale. Get that sale, then focus on the next sale. Get that sale, and then on another sale. But those are the foundation kind of things, and then you can, look at the other stuff later. But you unless you've just got a bunch of money that you're going to be able to throw into marketing, really, if you will put more sweat equity in right now, I'm going to share my Facebook. I hope there's nothing weird on it. But if you will put some more sweat equity into your job right now, you can actually, over the next 30 days, produce enough sales and enough recurring sales for you in an easy fashion. I want to say easy, but I also want to say the caveat is, what's your definition of easy? If you put in a little bit of sweat equity and you invest a few hours a week on prospecting, I call that easy. If you do that over the next 30 days, you will have enough sales to pay for your monthly program with us in your inventory, right? You'll also cover your costs for your Shopify website. You'll cover your costs for any of those other little monthly costs that are part of your business. But above and beyond that, you'll also start getting some profit that you can now reinvest back into doing the real things that we're all going to need to do to make real money. To get the big sales, you're going to have to do some paid ads. You're going to have to do some Facebook stuff, and you're going to have to do the sponsored ads on Amazon and so forth. So instead of getting there right now and going, I want to do it all right now, I would say, don't do that. Let your business pay for the next step, because that's also holding you responsible to say, well, at least you got to do that first step. Yeah, it's not near as it's harder to motivate yourself to make $1,000 a month, right? Or let's start lower. It's hard to motivate yourself to make $30 a month, right? But everyone right now needs to be doing that. Everyone needs to be making sure that they get 10 to 20 people that are going to buy CBD from them on an ongoing basis, from their friends and family. And that's, again, it's one thing. Now, all those people, you can then introduce them to terpenes and do all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. But if you get 10 people and you've got a $30 profit built in there for yourself, if you bought it at 25, you're selling it at 55 bucks. That's 10 people's $300. Yes, $300 is not a lot to get excited about. But I promise you, in 3, 4, 5 months from now, when you're still getting that $300, you're going to be like, oh, that is awesome. It is cool how that keeps coming up. I mean, that's one of the things I find is the hardest for me, is to motivate myself to do those kinds of things, especially on my RTO business, because I don't have any salespeople there. I'm me. It's me. So although I have some support help, it's, when there's a store that wants to buy our program, guess what? I'm the one that has to call them. I have to sell them. I usually set it up myself. It's not that big of a deal. And a lot of times it's hard to get all excited knowing that I'm going to have to jump through all these hoops for what ultimately means maybe 40, 50 bucks a month in profit from this one location. But I have to, in those situations, what I do is I first of all remember how many times I've said this to you guys, and I go, okay, I can't just, talk this stuff. I need to walk the walk as well. So that, number one, I remind myself of that. But then I also remind myself of all the different income that I have right now from stuff that I sold years and years and years and years ago. I remember 8 or 9 years ago, I guess it was 9 years ago, before I started the RTO company, or right in the beginning when we started that, every single deal I was selling, I was thinking about it like, oh, this is an extra $100 a month. That's awesome. It's $100 more. The income, money was tight. There wasn't just money to waste, or I had spent all my savings again, and was back down to kind of zero and starting a new business. So I remember how easy it was then, and then I just remind myself, look, just remember, it's not $30 a month. It's $30 a month times 12 months times 10 years. So, it's thousands of dollars, these little small $20, $30 a month profit sales. As long as you do your job on an ongoing basis, which of course you will. I have faith in you. So, very first thing is, and I bet you if we went person to person to person, there'd be an overwhelming number of you that bought the CBD. Actually, that's not true because I've already talked to a lot of you guys. But y'all did not sell it through Facebook. I know the ones that already sold all their CBD, they did it a different way. But you need to make sure you do this Facebook thing. And, you can do it every once in a while. You can also do it with your terpenes. If you've got extra inventory and you want to, sell a bottle for free and just have them cover the shipping, just to your friends and family. And when I say friends and family, realize that the average person has 220 Facebook friends. And I can tell you that although I know all my Facebook friends, I wouldn't consider them all like real tight, friends and family. There's a lot of friends of friends that I might have on Facebook. Because once you sell to them, then you can also ask them to do the same thing. Like, hey, I'll give you a great deal if you'll also post on your Facebook this offer. So again, start here with the CBD. And if you didn't buy the CBD, then do it with your terpenes. And maybe you want to sell it, or maybe you'll just say, hey, if you'll cover, just a flat $10 for shipping and handling, then we'll call it square. If you can do that and also repost this on your Facebook wall, I'll provide this to you. But this is what I did on this one. I've done this a few times now, but on this offer, it's just real simple. I'm not taking payment or anything like that. Just telling them, hey, if you're interested, hit me up. Send me a message. And then when they send me a message, I say, hey, great, let me sell this. Let me send you this link. Now look, I'm doing it at $28. You guys obviously don't want to do that with the CBD, even if I know you paid less than that. Still, your normal price on CBD is going to be $35, possibly $30. If I keep my volume up as much as it's been, I might be able to throw you guys a bone, lower it a little bit. 30 would be like the lowest price I've ever seen online for a wholesale price for CBD. In fact, there's one other guy that advertises on Google and he has a $30 per bottle, 5,000 milligram with a $2,000 minimum purchase or something. But anyway, so it's real simple. Takes you 10 seconds. Don't assume anything. Don't assume, man, well, none of my friends are going to take CBD. Or I bet you they're all going to think it's pot related. Or no. Just do it. Trust me. And make sure that every single person that buys from you, don't just allow them to just buy it. Say, look, I will give you this price if you promise me you'll do this in return. You'll, post this on your Facebook wall. Also, if I can send you a link and you can do a testimonial for me or a review or something, you want to ask for something else in return. There's a couple reasons you want to do that. Number one is because you need those things right now, but also in the future when those things aren't near as important to you, you want to do it because you always want to let the person know who's purchasing your great deal of why you're doing it. Because consumers are smart these days. If it seems too good to be true, it usually is, right? Do we know? We all know that. So if you offer them something like crazy good, they're like, well, he's doing that, then it must mean he probably gets it for 50 cents if he's selling it for $30. Right? And it's not the case. So you always want to say, hey, I'm doing this as a favor for all my friends and family. And really, my payoff is that if you do these things for me in return, then it makes it all worth it. Now, what I also did, and she hasn't posted it yet, but I have a friend. What I did is I went to my Facebook and I looked up my friends and family, and I saw which of my friends has the most Facebook friends, and I asked them if they would also post this on their Facebook wall. They haven't done it yet, but I'm sure they will. One other caveat, not caveat, but just a FYI, when you post this, you got to make sure you post it as public. So, it's down here, you can change the stuff. You just go down and change it to public where anyone can see it, which is always really, 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 really good idea. And also, do not try to save yourself time and give them a link on here to pay. Don't do any of those things. Take it the other step. You want them to just shoot you a quick message or tell them to, just comment and you'll reach out to them if it's somebody you know. Or if it's somebody you know and they know your mobile number, tell them to send you a text. And the reason I'm saying this is I don't want to throw up any CBD links to purchase on Facebook just in case. I don't think it would be a problem, but just in case. I think it's funny. I have 420 friends. Now I can't get any more friends, otherwise it won't be the 420 joke. All right, so you guys, I'll leave that up a little longer so you guys can just take a look at that. But it's not like I didn't put a lot of thought into what I wrote. I just kind of threw it out there. So that should be step one. If you guys haven't done that, everyone needs to. So another thing you can do, so let's set CBD aside for a second. Another thing that you guys can do with your terpenes, and a lot of you guys have some extra terpenes, and some of the new people that signed up, if you were a regional in 2019, I gave you some more bonus bottles. So, at the end of this week or the beginning of next week, when you have everything, you're going to have an extra 100 bottles in addition to having, plenty handful to start some other marketing campaigns. You might want to take 100 bottles and say, I'm going to take 100 bottles and I'm going to do a marketing campaign where I give away one bottle free. And what you do is you say, choose any one of our terpene formulas for free. And then, all you have to pay is a small shipping and handling cost. The one I charged was $9.80 something cents, I think. which does cover the shipping, but you got to ship like USPS super slow in order to make enough money to at least pay for your product. So you're not going to make profit from it. But all the people that get this free bottle from you, I'm not talking about Facebook anymore, guys. I'm talking about doing a campaign. Actually, you might do it on Facebook as a campaign, to other people, but not to your friends and family. And so one of the first campaigns that you guys can do is online or wherever Facebook or other marketing, other places, other groups, throw it out there. Put, hey, if you have an email list, if you have a huge email list, and maybe it's an emailing list of marketers. It doesn't have to be like people that have tried CBD. I mean, if it's your list, you're just offering them a product. Hey, I wanted you guys to try this out. But you can set aside 100 bottles and give those away for free, quote unquote free. And because your cost is only $6.64, I kept saying $6.67, which I thought was weird because it's so close to $6.66. It's not. It ends up being like $6.64, I think. Whatever. And your cost is $6.60 per bottle, around there. So you want to make sure you cover that, and you want to make sure you cover your shipping, which if you do it right, you should be, less than $3. So it's got to be under $10. So that $9.87 will work for you guys too. Although if you feel like it seems legit to do a flat $10 to cover shipping and handling, seems all right to me. I mean, if I know I'm getting a free bottle that normally costs $29.95 or $34.95, and I'm getting it, I just got to pay $10. I'm not thinking about it too much, right? But what you don't want to do is have like it where it's so obvious what you're doing. Like, hey, get this bottle and it's free, but it's a $20 shipping and handling. No, that's not going to work. But you can do something like what I'm talking about, the flat $10, something like that. Here's the reason you want to do that. Number one, you're going to get 100 people that are interested in your product, and they're going to try it. That's great. You are going to, depending on how you do it, maybe you can even do it where you get more people to opt in, do it as a contest and say, a scratch off that they do and say 1 and 2 win. Every, you have a 50% chance, 50-50 of winning a bottle. So instead of getting 100 people, unless you get 200, well, whatever it is. So number one, you got 100 people on your list, consumer list, that now you can email on a regular basis. You can sell them more, but that's not what's going to happen, by the way. So what happens is this. You get 100 people who are going to take that free bottle, and about 30% of them are actually going to buy more from you at that time. Because what you're going to do is also on this sales page that you're going to do, you don't send them back to your website. This is a special offer. This is one of those one-off things. And I'll have to find my funnel for this, and I'll share this with you guys at a different time. Or maybe I'll just, I might email it out, the link to it when I send out this video reminder for the Dropbox link. Anyway, so build a click funnel, or you can use whatever you want. It's got to be a one-off deal. But when they go to get their free bottle, they click on that link. They go to what looks like a website. It's going to talk about the product, how awesome it is, all your information, all your branding. And it says choose any one of these formulas. And then when they choose that formula, somewhere on that page, you can also say, get any additional bottle for just $15. It's normally $29.95. Get any additional bottle for just $15. Get a third bottle. Remember, the first is free. The second one's $15. Get a third bottle for just $12.50 or just $12. Give them an opportunity to do that. Because you're going to get a lot of people who are like, okay, I get the one for free, so I'm going to take the relief. But yeah, some of these other ones are kind of interesting. I don't know, let me try this. And they can't decide between the two. And then they see, oh, wait, so for $27 right now, I can get both of them. All right, let me go ahead and do that. It's like an OTO, it's like a funnel. You're going to get 30% of the people will, and again, your numbers may be different. I don't know exactly what mine were. I got to go back and look at them, but it was somewhere like that. Purchased another bottle. So you are actually going to make a little money. Now, it's not going to be a ton because, again, you're going to limit yourself to 100 or whatever. But that should be a campaign we can all do. It's not rocket science. You know for a fact that you can put that message in front of people that would be interested. Whether it be, you on doing Facebook ads or wherever else. You guys that have been doing online marketing for a while, you know that that's not a hard one to do. It's not hard to give away stuff for free, even if it's free with a caveat of $10. So that is a campaign. On that note, if you guys decide to do a campaign and you want to, let's say that you have 100 bottles, but you really want to give away 200 bottles. Well, that's no problem at all. Just give me a heads up. Say I'm doing a campaign where I'm giving away 200 bottles, but I don't want to buy the extra 100 until I know I need them. So, just be aware. And that would let us know that, hey, we might need to pull the trigger and get you guys out 100 bottles and quick turnaround. About the fastest turnaround we could do is 48 hours. That would be that would be the fastest. In fact, I hate even throwing that number out there. I'd say 3 days. Say 3 or 4 days with you receiving it. Because if you want 100 bottles and if you send them express, it's expensive. You're going to want to do a 2 or 3 day shipping. Anyway, my point being, even when they order it, you've got a little bit of lead time on it before you need to get it out. So maybe if you're doing 100 bottles, once you've given away like the 60th or 70th bottle and you see the campaign's working, then you put in the order for the 100. So you don't have to have the bottles in hand. You got to play this smart. Anyway, so back to, I keep going down these little rabbit holes, guys, sorry. But this is all stuff I have talked about for the last several weeks. It's just, I know that a lot of people are like, okay, that all sounds great, but I'm focused on, let me get my label looking good, let me get my bottles, all this stuff. Now is the time to pull the trigger and start some of this marketing stuff. Definitely on your CBD, if you haven't sold all your CBD yet, or know how you're going to sell it and have your exit strategy, then you need to get on that today. Guys, if you have 12 bottles of CBD, you should be able to go sell it today if you want. It's up to you. You got to want to do it, but then also be willing to put in the effort. Is Antoine on this? Okay, he's not on this call. And say if he was on here, he could tell you this. I mean, for a while, he was going out to a lot of CBD stores, but also to the dispensaries. And look, if you walk into stores that either are already selling CBD or are interested in selling CBD, and you tell them you have a bottle, a $200 retail bottle, so they could sell it for, tell them, hey, give it, make sure your customers get a deal, and just sell it for $120 or sell it for $99. Tell the store whatever. You can sell that, and you bought it for 25 or whatever it was. I think it was 23. Didn't come out to, but whatever. Let's say 25, or even later if you bought it at 30 or 35. Figure, look, even at that price, tell a store, if you buy at least 15 bottles, I can sell it to you for, $55 a bottle. So again, guys, what it does is, yeah, did you make a bunch of money from them? If you sold it for, let's say, let's make it 50. Let's say, and this is later in the future, you're buying it at 30 from us. You sell it to them at 50 wholesale price. They have to buy at least 20. You're making 20, but that's $400 a month. But what you've also done is now you've got a client. You can say, hey, well, while I'm here, you guys should really put up a display. We need to get you a display of our terpene products. You're going to find a lot of people that take CBD, they don't want to spend that money. They'd rather, get something like this that's a lot less expensive and it works better for them. And for you, Mr. Store Owner, it's still just as good because you're still going to make a bunch of money from that. Sell a hell of a lot more of them. But it gives you options. Again, you can't get creative until you get the client. This whole concept is the same concept as I've been talking about in iReview Builder for years and years and years. Don't worry about what you got to do to get the client. Just get the client. Get the client whatever way possible, then make your money from the client. I mean, it's the easiest way to do it. Yes, it's going to be a little slower that way. Well, maybe. The end result probably won't be any slower for you to make some serious money. But at any rate, that's the way to do it. Make sure you're doing it now. Everyone go post your Facebook campaign. Make sure you're thinking about what's that next campaign you're going to do. Like, hey, you're going to give some bottles away for free. How can I sell some more CBD bottles? Keep in mind, the only reason you're selling CBD isn't to make profit, big profits, because we're not a CBD company. It's to get a client, to get a customer on your customer list so that then you can market to them your terpene formulas. Your goal is to do whatever it takes to get that consumer buying from you on a monthly basis or close to that, every 30 to 45 days. So whatever you got to do to get that person on your list to then turn them into that, do that. But don't sell yourself short. You don't need to go as low as 28 like I did. I shouldn't have done that. But I had to come out of pocket to buy whatever bottles you guys didn't buy of the 200. So I'm just sort of turning around and going, here, get rid of these. Anyway, all right, so now talked about that, looking at my list. Next thing I want to talk about, guys, are the blogs, these articles. If you don't already have some articles that you have written yourself, then what you need to do is that needs to be something you work on today. And when I say writing them yourself, look, you don't have to be the world's best writer. What you need to do is use one of our topics that we want to put out there. And really there's two main topics that we're going to talk about. All of us. We're all going to be talking about these things with the solution being terpenes, right? Those two topics are, the realities of CBD. Does CBD work? Why doesn't it work? And, all those different things about CBD. There's a million different things you could talk about CBD, all leading back to, hey, the reality of it is maybe you don't need CBD at all. Sounds like, if you're just looking for the immediacy, whatever, you should try terpenes. I found this one company that has a terpene formula that works great. Here's the link. So that is one, CBD. And then the other one is all about NSAIDs, NSAID, ibuprofen, Advil, all those kind of things. Why is it bad for you? What are the alternatives to taking it? Look, if you're not going to take ibuprofen, I just Googled that. I haven't really looked at a bunch of these yet. But, what are the options? And now I did kind of like that when you Google ibuprofen alternatives, that it didn't show a bunch like right up front, or at least it doesn't look like that they're giving you it looks like it's going to be mostly, non-medicine kind of things, like for taking a warm bath, things like that. That's kind of good news, because if we can get all of you guys posting this stuff up there, anytime somebody types in ibuprofen alternative, then you'd want to be on this page. You want to see somewhere up here the perfect ibuprofen alternative, and it will be all about your product. So this is something you can be doing right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Yes, it doesn't take long, but you want to go ahead and find articles that you like, that are talking about the topics that we're talking about. Then, based on that article, you're going to rewrite it. In other words, you want to be inspired by their article. You cannot use their article word for word. Even if you were allowed to legally, you can't for internet SEO reasons. You can't have the exact same thing. So even if you write an article, you don't want to repost that same exact article someplace else. You got to change it around every single time you post it. It's got to be unique. You say the exact same thing, it just needs to say it in a different way. So what you do is go get these articles, and then you rewrite them to fit your narrative. And at the end, you're going to have a link or two, maybe two, but not more than that, going back to your sales website that you built either in Shopify or at Squarespace or however you built it. If you have not built a site yet and you want one built for you, I got a guy, he's one of you guys, who will basically clone the one that he did. I showed you guys this last Friday, his site. And I think it's around $200. And it's pretty cheap. That's going to take him, I'm sure it takes him a half a day to do it right. But for $200, and I think you'll even, add in a little short marketing video or something like that. Don't mark my words on that, but I know it's somewhere around that. If you have the money and you don't feel like doing it yourself, great, do it that way. But you have to have this sales site. This isn't something you can keep putting off. You guys could build it yourself, though. I'm telling you, if you're at all artistic, even slightly artistic, they're all drop and drag, and they're pretty simple to do. So anyway, if you want him to build it, just let me know and I'll have him contact you and figure that out. But yeah, so these are all simple steps. I almost feel like I don't want to talk about anything else. So we're doing these things. And there's a part of me, I was trying to figure out, like, hey, what can I do to motivate people to post these blogs? And then send me the links of the blogs, of the articles that they're going to get, post somewhere online. And, I just can't think of anything. Plus, it's not, we're not in that situation where I can pay you guys to post a blog for your own product. I mean, we can't also cover your marketing costs, especially now. Oh my gosh, all the upfronts we did for you guys. Oh, it was way more expensive than I was planning on. But, anyway, it's done. The labels and the barcodes and all that stuff. But at any rate, it's done. So you guys need to be doing this. You got to get that stuff out there. And I'm going to reserve this last thing. I'm going to throw it out there again. I talked about it again a couple of weeks ago. And we still have had no definitive. Nobody's given me any ideas on this. But I think that I know that there is a way where we can record video testimonials that we can post to our YouTube pages, our YouTube channels, that will be testimonials not on our own product, but on terpenes as a general solution. right? So I'm sure you're going to do one on your own product as well. Have your, whoever takes the product and likes to ask them to do a video testimonial. But one extra one where you're just talking about terpenes. This is just you talking, just about the same stuff I talk about every week. Like, hey, I never even heard of terpenes till a year ago, and then heard about what they were, and I kept getting it confused with CBD, or I didn't understand, what's the difference between terpenes and CBD, and then I just took it, and what I find is it's perfect for whenever I get a headache. I've also, taken it whenever I have like a little arthritis pain or whatever, but for me, primarily, anytime I get a headache, it works great. So, whereas CBD, if I wanted to take CBD to get rid of my headache, I'd have to already be taking CBD for a while. CBD is more of a supplement. It's an ongoing sort of thing. You can take terpenes more like, it's a ibuprofen alternative. And especially after I heard about how terrible ibuprofen was for you, it's like, oh my gosh, there's no way I want to take that, especially if I have a healthy alternative. That's what I'm talking about. But I'd never say the name of my product. I'm not showing the bottle, or at least not the label of it. Maybe I'm just holding the bottle. And then in the tagging of the video, what we'll be doing is putting in, that's the part I'm not sure yet. Either putting in, everyone shares their business, their product name, and everyone shares everyone else's product name as well. Or you're just putting in things like the benefits of terpenes, or ibuprofen alternative, or terpene formulas testimonial, terpene testimonial, anyone, whatever the good keywords are, or those good tags in a YouTube video, those things, so that when somebody does go online and they're like, hey, I heard about this one product called, well, let's use terpenes for health. I heard this one product called terpenes for health. I'll go to YouTube and they type in terpenes as pain relief or whatever. And that the first several videos that they have come up would be like, maybe there's a terpenes for health one, maybe one of yours comes up, maybe the next one comes up. I mean, ideally, there'd be 26 other videos that would come up that would talk all about how terpene formulas, these blended, this product with this blend of different terpenes is a great solution for pain, or great solution for sleep, or whenever you're stressed out, or just to help you get some more mental clarity, focus, remember where the hell your keys are. So that is the next sort of homework thing, but I don't even want to throw that out there yet. I think the first things first. Everyone needs to now work on their website. Get your website up. You don't have to do a WordPress thing. You don't have to be all fancy, whatever. It doesn't have to be that, because in the reality, trust me on this, guys, as soon as you get started, you're going to realize how often you're not going to be driving them back to your main website. You're going to be driving them to other sites too, like ClickFunnels, that maybe go back to the site, or whatever, but I would highly suggest using like Squarespace or Shopify as one of your sites, and then maybe you have another site somewhere else that specializes, kind of targets a different audience or a different offer. And then what the ClickFunnels are for is that's just when you have these one-off offers, like the giveaway free, or the really, really cheap CBD, things like that. So I don't know that you need the CBD listed on your site as for sale all the time. I don't know about that yet. I like it being a specialty item, like hey, this is something that we do more as a loss leader. I don't mind telling the customer this. Hey, we're going to give you the CBD at next to nothing. And the reason we're doing that is because we know that you're going to try our terpenes. And when you try our terpenes, you're going to find that that's really what you wanted in the first place. So, so anyway, but I don't know. I might change my mind on that in several months and say, no, CBD should be listed on all sites. Don't know yet. I don't know yet because I don't know about the limitations and so forth. I know that people are still reading like it's hard with merchant accounts and all that stuff. I don't know if that's the case. It's changed a lot. It's really changed a lot, and especially like when you're looking up things that say CBD, it's such a loaded thing to search when you're looking at legalities or merchant accounts because CBD is a lot of different things. Some's legal, some's can be illegal in some states. Some's legal in all 50 states. It can be sold anywhere without limitation. Ours, for example. So, it's not an apples to apples thing. You got to be pretty specific. And there just hasn't been enough time yet for everyone to post that stuff online. So I don't know if having CBD on your website, if at all, throws up any red flags, is what I'm saying. But until we know for a fact, no sense in doing it quite yet. Let's find out for sure. All right. Yeah, there's other stuff I'm going to go over on Friday. There's videos that we're going to share on Friday and watch together. But for those of you who missed last Tuesday or last Friday was really short, by the way. I had my daughter's birthday party, so I just kind of pre-recorded a video. But I had uploaded a few other videos that you guys are unaware of. Like there's a couple of new training videos from Chris Voss. One of which is called The Power of No, The Power of N-O. And that's my third favorite of Chris Voss's stuff. First would be the mirroring, second is labeling, and the third is the power of no. So if you have not watched the power of no yet, you got to go watch it because look, I don't care how long you've been in sales. I bet you when you watch this, you'll be like, oh my God, that's one of the things I do. Like he'll be pointing out some things like not to do, like, hey, it's a bad idea to do this, and he explains why. And there was at least 2 times in the video where I went, oh man, I still do that sometimes. So the power of no is my new thing that I'm working into my everyday thing. Same thing I did with mirroring and labeling. Now going to do with the stuff I learned from power of no. You just got to watch it every single day. So so I don't even have to think about it. Don't assume you know what the power of no is. Watch the video. And again, the way to do that is go to your Dropbox. In fact, what I'll do is when I render this video, since I'm not going to, well, actually, today's webinar can go up on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and put that one up on YouTube, but I will also send out the email, reminding everyone that this video is up in the back office. Everyone being Amy, did you hear that? And then also include the Dropbox link again. And just keep including that. So you guys, whenever you get an email from me from the back office thing, I'm just going to, I'll be randomly including the Dropbox link, just reminding you, hey guys, if you need to go, it's right here. And then one other thing I did, I created another Dropbox folder with voiceover files. And these are voiceovers that would work for the video that I did for a lot of you guys. So when you got that video with your branding stuff in there and it's got this awful music, this is a much better thing. It's a script and it's pretty close. I mean, it's not perfect. I didn't have a lot of time to mess with it. This is something I did myself too. So, again, I had just started with it and I was like, this isn't something that I need for terpenes really. So, I just wanted to give you an example of what it could be. So if you'll go back and look in that email that I sent out to everyone with the Dropbox for this voiceover files folder, there's a I don't know if I did a link or something. Anyway, I gave the video that I created for Terpenes for Health that has the voiceover with it. It's not bad. It's pretty close. And you know, I'm just now getting into these, and in fact, this is something Amy has got figured out a little bit better than I do. It's not hard. It's just you got to mess with it. But it's a program that we have that will actually, we can just upload the script, and depending on how you write out the script and the punctuation is how the computer reads it. So I would say that these voices sound about 94% real. And when we're done, they will be 97, 98% real. So we'll even get better at these. But if you still don't like these, you can get voiceovers done really cheap. If you don't want to do it yourself, or you don't have the technology to make it sound really nice, again, that's a $5 thing. Just realize that a voiceover, even for just a minute voiceover, it could be 75, 80 bucks, $100. You'd be surprised. So I think these are okay. But at any rate, these are here for you, so you can upload your video into Camtasia and take out the sound out of that other video and just put this file in with it. And although they don't match perfectly, if you just tweak them a little, like a millisecond here and a millisecond there, it might work a little bit better for you. All right, everyone else, if you have not gotten a video yet and we did your labels and all that, you'll be getting them. It's something that we're working on this week. And in fact, right after this call, I've got a couple of other calls, but tonight, both myself and Amy, and I even sent one over to Emily, who's with iReview Builder. She's going to be helping out on some of these videos, so we will get it to you. And then the explainer videos will start next week. Just realize that main explainer video that we told you guys that, hey, you know, when you just signed up, that we do that for you, no cost. Really, that's something that you're normally going to spend $300 on. Just, it's going to take us a little bit of time. I mean, I wish we could do it faster, but it's just going to be a little bit. We obviously haven't gotten started on those because you guys, we had to do your logo and labels first. But that's why we've made up for that by giving a bunch of the lifestyle videos and that other video, or the lifestyle images, and that video that we sent out. That was not planned. That was just something, freebie that we threw in for you guys. All right. If anyone has any questions, shoot me an email. If you emailed me and I haven't responded yet, I haven't even gotten to my emails yet today, and it's already 11 o'clock. So I will be getting to those after my next call. So I'll be responding sometime probably around 1 p.m. Today. So, but if you do have any questions now, just shoot me an email and I will be answering that either late this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. All right, everyone. Have an awesome day. Go do the Facebook thing. And if you would rather have product in hand, yeah, it's fine. But at least write it out. Write it out. Know exactly what you're going to post. Get ready. I would say, since it's your friends and family or friends of friends, I'd go ahead and post it. I promise you, you will have the CBD in hand, ready to ship fast enough to cover orders that started coming in the day after tomorrow, for sure. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Email me if you need me.